on, guys? Well, it's time for an EDC update. It's been a little while. Had a bunch of requests for a new one. I try to kind of hold off for the EDC updates for basically when there's big enough changes to kind of talk about it a little bit. Certain things just pretty much always stay the same. But anyway, this month you see a couple fixed blades here. And that's because these are two different custom fixed blades I've had for many, many months. Probably over 5 or 6 months on both of them. But as far as EDC, is concerned, I don't always have a fixed blade. In fact, 95% or more of the time, you'll find me with an EDC folder as opposed to fixed blades. But occasionally, I do like to incorporate a fixed blade into my EDC just for a change of pace. And these two knives specifically I've had for so long because I wanted to EDC them. I've used them a little bit, around the yard and stuff like that, and tried it with a little bit of woodworking, but very, very light duty. I wanted to kind of test them out as EDC knives as well. So let's talk about those first. The first one here is a knife from Canada. I'm not going to say which one is which, but one is way more expensive than the other. This is a Resolute Mark III, I believe. All right, Canadian made. This one is an A2. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful knife. Attention to detail here. I love the those lime green, or neon green liners. All right, pin construction, as you can see here. But I mean, just beautiful. Beautifully done, very well balanced, and a hell of a cutter with that A2. So this one will probably get reviewed sometime soon. We'll see. And here's the other knife. This one is a Dogwood custom. This is the Echo 7. All right, this one is an 01 tool steel. And these actually, I just got these handle scales from the maker not too long ago. These glow in the dark. Give you a quick little test here. Super cool. Can't really cut the light source, but you can tell the difference between the one side and the other. But GID chunks in that handle. Friggin' awesome. Absolutely love it. The scales are on here with the canvas micarta, which I love as well, and especially with the sheath here. I mean, super classy. Very traditional looking, but love the grip. This actually has the same grip. It's hard to tell because it's kind of clear, but you can hopefully see that same pattern in there. But just awesome, absolutely awesome. But these new grips just came out recently, and I'm like, I gotta try those. So I got a pair of the glow in the dark ones, and that's what I've been rocking lately. So you'll see reviews on this as well. This is American made, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that now they're out of PA. So I'm gonna have to do a road trip one day. Go check out the the maker himself and meet him in person and stuff. It'd be really cool. But yeah, so two fixed blades, just like I said, nice change of pace here. I'm only rocking one folder as of late because of the fixed blades, and that is this new, well, not new to me. This is the Sanrenmu 7095, I believe. This one is a slip joint. Okay, very, very hard. I wouldn't say lock up. I don't know the right term for that, but all right, very strong there. Okay, so it takes quite a bit to break that blade free, which I do like. Okay, interesting scales on this as well. Looks like almost like those jade, but with a layer of something else on top. It's kind of like a picnic table placemat, I don't know, definitely different here. This one has two different tools incorporated into the back of it. You can see a little bit of a gut hook there and a small Phillips. On the other side we have our flathead, okay, and of course our bottle opener. Just interesting, little glass breaker on the bottom. So we'll certainly talk about this one in the future as well. You can see on the blade there, Windrunner design. There's the full model number, 7095 UC-GV-T4. That's a lot to remember. But anyway, so there's the blades as of late. Brought back a couple old tools. The Leatherman Juice S2, just because I haven't incorporated a multi-tool in my EDC in a while. And as soon as you start carrying these things, all of a sudden you need them again. I actually have two different flashlights, and I don't know if I talked about the flashlight on the keys, so I'm going to talk about the keys in a minute here. But this one, of course, is a through night. This is the Tie 5. And this thing is beat to hell, Tie 5, or T15T, excuse me. So many damn different flashlight models, I can't remember them all the time. But look at the use on that. This one was an old school one that I beat the hell out of. Threw down the street, ran over with the car, all kinds of stuff for the destruction testing, and she's still kicking. But awesome light. Oh, how can I forget? I went back to one of my original looks with the companion here. Okay, so I got the OD green cord, and I have the jade scales. Just love the look of it. Super nice. So gotta have my neck knife, as you guys know. And I'm surprised, you know, all the time that I have on this knife that it's never come loose. Sometimes you have to do, and I've had to do this a couple times with different neck knives before, but that is with these sheaths. I mean, after lots and lots and lots of use, sometimes they'll just get loosened up on you a little bit, and you have to kind of remold them, you know, heat them up and press them again. But this one's been pretty good, knock on wood. So, yeah, phone, wallet, same old bag. If you haven't seen it before, this is the Saddleback leather wallet. I forget the model, but this thing is so broken in now, it doesn't even look like it did originally. So darkened just naturally from oils and handling it and stuff, and smoothed over. Got some battle scars on it, but still love the wallet. Still breaking in the money part of it when it unfolds. It's pretty tight. I guess I need a fat stack of money. That has yet to happen since I've had the wallet. But I do love it. Awesome wallet. Went back to wearing a watch every day, which is very nice. This is the Maritac Pilot's Watch, the small one. The original Pilot's Watch I had for many, many years, much, much larger. I kind of like the small one though. All right, and as eventually I get smaller and smaller, I don't mind the watch being a little bit smaller. If you got big old wrists and big old mitts, sometimes it looks a little funny for a man to have like a very small watch face, you know? And I know, like, you know, maybe in the fashion sense that big old, you know, fat watches are like where it's at now, but I never really conform to what's fashionable. So I just go with what works and what I think looks good. And the small Pilot's Watch looks pretty damn good to me. Let's see, let's talk about the keys a little bit here. Again, I'm not sure what I added or took away from last time. I have a lot of the same stuff, but I'm going to quickly go through some of these things. I always keep the crab claw in here so I can hook my keys, specifically because I have a lot of stuff in my pockets. I'll sometimes hook my keys to the belt loop on my pants, all right, just so I can carry them without having to put them in the pocket. But I always have a handcuff key, because I do keep handcuffs in my vehicle. You never know. Let's say, here's a scenario. You get into a physical fight with someone, you know, and you knock them out, but you want to make sure they're still around when the cops get around. You can grab your handcuffs out of your car, and while they're knocked out, if you're lucky enough to do that, maybe you can handcuff their arm to the leg or something, you know, their wrist to their opposite leg. I don't think they're going to get up and run away very easily after that. There's a million different scenarios where you may or may not need handcuffs. Obviously, it's not a common thing that people carry, but hey, I'm not a common person. So I have a handcuff key on me, and I also have handcuffs. Be wary though, or I should say cautious, not wary. Some places it's illegal to have a handcuff key on you. So very important to know your laws. This is a key to a secure box for a gun in my vehicle, just in case. Sometimes I travel through New York or, you know, Jersey, and in that case I have to unload my gun and separate the ammo from the pistol, and I have to have it locked up, that whole jazz. So now I have a lockbox in my car for that purpose. So, you know, gotta follow the law, right? This is a little capsule, I guess you can call it. I call it a pill container because I keep pills in there. Keep a couple Motrin just in case I got a wicked headache that comes out of nowhere and I'm out and about. It's good to have it on you. This, of course, is like a peanut lighter. So I do still have a lighter, even though I stopped carrying the Zippo for now. I go back and forth from carrying a Zippo. Mostly it's for tricks. I always like to have a source of fire on me no matter what, because you just never know. So that's a good one to have on there. And this was talking about before. This is the smallest flashlight I've ever had on my keys before. Even the what was it, the Pico light, I think was a little bit bigger here. But I got this from Countycom ages ago. It's 2 levels of light on here, and I forget the exact output, but it is damn bright for its size. Takes a little rechargeable battery. In fact, there's a rechargeable piece that you put on there. But it's just good to have an extra source of light on the keys, because although I have a flashlight 9 out of 10 times, if you run into me, I'll have a flashlight in my pocket. Sometimes, like I said, I'll swap this for having a Zippo in my pocket or something else. I can't carry a million things on me. It already looks like I have too much. I mean, picture everything on this table minus, you know, both of these fixed, because I have the folder, or, you know, take out the folder and one fixed blade or whatever. It's a lot of stuff. It all adds up. So, and I also have this little capsule, and I don't honestly remember where I got this. I think I got it from a viewer many, many years ago. And what I have in here, we'll take a quick little peek, is some Zippo flints. Now, as you guys know, the big trick if you carry a Zippo is to lift up the felt pad on the bottom and throw a couple flints in there, so you always have a spare, because you don't want to have a Zippo in the middle of it, your flint runs out when you really need it. So it's good to have spare flints, and although you carry in the Zippo, these are basically for other people. They're not for me, because when I always have a Zippo, I'm prepared. But it's really for other people. If I'm with someone and they have a Zippo and all of a sudden, and this has only happened once, and it was someone who I didn't even know, but they were having a hard time lighting their Zippo, and I asked if I could look at it, and the flint was down to nothing. They were literally rubbing it on the little spacer piece. And I said, wait, you're out of a Zippo, or out of a flint. And they're like, oh, damn. And I said, well, I happen to have Zippo flints on me. And they're like, really? That's a big head scratcher, right? I'm like, yeah, I do gear stuff, so gotta be prepared, right? And right there and then, showed them how to replace the flint, which they didn't even know. And they learned something that day, which is pretty cool. So you just never know. So I have some spare flints as well. So, on to the guns. Yes, because, and this is a major player, because I've been carrying these fixed blades, I really prefer carrying a fixed blade right side. You know, the 3 o'clock position to me is the most comfortable for anything larger. That's happen to be where I carry my gun usually. I would say probably between 3 and 4 o'clock. So that becomes a problem, because with the Glock 19, and when it's home, not on me, I have the flashlight on here, the Olight, which works out awesome. But I don't carry it like this. I don't have any holster setups that accept a flashlight. But when I have the Glock 19 on me with the holster, and I have a couple different holsters I use, the Alien Gear one I think is one of my favorites. I use it most than, or more than any of the other ones. But it's just too much. It's too much to have a larger gun like that and the fixed blade next to each other. So when I've been carrying the fixed blades, I've been carrying just the Keltec P3 AT. This is probably one of the most used guns I have. Yeah, obviously you can say it's just beat to hell. But it's just a good option. And I'll carry the gun at the 3 o'clock position, and I'll carry my knife at the 4 o'clock position. All right, and of course I do carry a spare magazine. I keep the flush bottom one on the gun so it prints just a little less, although that gun doesn't really print at all. It really disappears. It's amazing. This is a gun that actually, when I'm working out, that I'll carry. Right, even if I have some kind of like N1 pants or something like that, I can still carry this because it doesn't pull my pants down without a belt. But yeah, with the fixed blades, I got to go with the smaller gun. So it doesn't make me feel super comfortable, but it's always good to have something rather than nothing. But yeah, as far as the light on the gun, again, it's only when I have this at home. But I do love it. I don't think I ever did a review on this one. This is a second gen of the Olight weapons lights, and I don't remember offhand the model. But there it is, the Valkyrie PL2, so second gen. The first one was cool. I was planning on doing a video. I just didn't do it yet. Didn't get around to it yet. But I do like the second gen much more. If nothing else at all, it's just a tighter fit. They come with 2 different spacers on here, depending on what gun you're going to put on, what rail system. But the first one, as much as I cranked it down, it just had the tiniest bit of play. All right, and that was on the Glock 17, which my father owns. And but when the second gen came out, this thing is just super, super tight. But again, on the 19 here, there's a little bit of a gap from the tip of the muzzle to the light, so I want to make sure that I don't get any kind of powder discharge on there that actually starts blacking it up or damaging or anything. So still have to do a lot more testing with that. That's why you haven't seen a video on it. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here, and that about covers everything. So if you have any questions, of course, feel free to post them down below. If you got some new cool EDC gear, let me know about it. Pretty much every day, I'm seeing something that's cool for EDC, whether it's on Instagram or on YouTube and videos, or pretty much every day people send me messages. Hey, I got this new thing, you gotta check it out. This is so cool, you gotta check it out, it's awesome. There's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of stuff. You can't check out all of it. There's a lot of stuff that I want, but of course you gotta prioritize, and I got a lot of stuff that I already have that I didn't even use yet. So the gear videos, go forward. Keep moving on. But yeah, I mean, this looks like a lot of stuff. And that's probably the biggest or most common question I get is, how do you carry all that stuff, all that extra weight? Well, as far as extra weight, I've carried 300 plus pounds pretty much my entire adult life, so weight's not really that much of an issue. If you weigh $110, yeah, this may seem a little bit overwhelming. But like I said, I never lacked carrying extra weight. All this stuff together can't be more than 10 pounds. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I'm just used to it. That's the best answer I can really give, is I've always carried tons of crap. Even before I carried guns when I was a teenager, I still had tons of knives on me, tons of gear, all kinds of stuff all the time. So it's always been a part of my life, is having all this extra stuff on me. So it's not that big of a deal. It's something you either get used to or you don't. So, yeah, Gus decided to have a drink of water. Extremely loud. So with that, I will end the video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Hope you quench your thirst. If you're thirsty, go get yourself some water. I'm gonna do the same in a minute. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess he was really thirsty. Okay then. All right, well, take it easy guys. I'll see you soon.